So in this context of the attacks in Tel Aviv, Israel, during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, a French waitress was allegedly assaulted by two Muslim men for serving alcohol during Ramadan in France. The woman, interestingly, is a 30-year-old practicing Muslim of Tunisian origin. She was working on the terrace of the Viti Cafe in Nice, France, when she was reportedly insulted by two people who were passing by her yesterday. The men are said to have started to abuse her when they saw that she was serving alcohol to customers. She said one of the men screamed that she was a, quote, whore, and slapped her across the face, leaving her with a black eye after she was knocked to the ground. Police say that they have identified the men using CCTV, but have not yet located them. The waitress did not give her name because of fear of reprisals. She said, one of them said to me in Arabic, "You should be ashamed of yourself for serving alcohol during Ramadan. If I was God, I would hang you." She replied, "You're not God and you cannot judge me," adding that she felt degraded, humiliated, and sullied following the incident, and mentioning that she used to serve alcohol in Tunisia without any issue whatsoever. She said, "It's not because I serve alcohol that I'm not fulfilling my religious duty. I do it because I'm a waitress. In Tunisia, I did the same job and never had the slightest problem." She said, "I don't think that in France, the country of liberty, you could be attacked for that. I didn't think that you could be attacked for that." Notice that she wasn't even serving these men alcohol, Lewis. These were just two men passing by.
Yeah, well, sounds like they are not men who would be ordering alcohol.
No, yes,
but,
good point.
Now here's a situation where I might bash a chair over someone's head.
If it was here, you might be more compelled to take action. Is this a sort of when in Rome scenario? I mean, as it's being mentioned, this is in France. When in France, you still try to enforce the Sharia-inspired beliefs of what should and shouldn't be allowed.
Aren't we seeing that everywhere?
In spite of the fact that you're in a putatively secular society, I absolutely love France. I mean, it is one of my favorite places that I have ever been, and I hate the reality that there are some real problems going on in France. Last time I was there, armed military around a synagogue that was being rebuilt. I tried to take a picture of the security scene. I was immediately told no pictures are allowed here. High level of awareness and sort of alertness as to what's going on. We've seen numerous terror attacks perpetrated in France. We've seen rising anti-Semitism and the leaving from France of many Jews and increased concern over the context there. And here we're talking about a Muslim woman who was doing nothing wrong, right? Let's not forget that this is a Muslim woman who was just doing a job, which, by the way, she left her home country to do and is an immigrant to this country. And she gets slapped in the face and called a whore.
Yeah. France, not just France, many places do have problems with immigrants who refuse to adapt, who refuse to, what's the word? I always forget the word.
Assimilate.
Assimilate. That is the word. I should know that because I'm such a big Star Trek fan. Anyway, it is a problem. And I know many of these people are fleeing places that, are not ideal.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a religious thing, and I can't understand it.
Well, let's be clear, though. I want to dig into that because oftentimes, like for example, with the FGM issue that we've talked about and the connection between FGM and Islam, there will often be critiques that say these actions are not dictated by the religion, and sometimes violent actions are dictated by religion, and sometimes they aren't. I want to make the argument that we don't even need to focus on that semantic game of whether the actions are dictated by the religious text or not. Let's just say that it's overlapping into culture, right? And we have to say, fine, whatever it is that you believe the religion says about X or Y, it has translated into a problem in the culture of some who follow the particular religion. And I find it to be a total red herring when the argument becomes like when we interviewed Suleimeh Anderson about the FGM issue. She argued that the religious text we pointed to in Islam that justified or okayed FGM were not taken very seriously by most Muslims. It was a sort of weasel statement in the sense that you know, if it's there, it's there, and who are you to say? Maybe you don't take it seriously, and maybe someone else does. Although Suleimeh is not even Muslim, I want to just remind everybody of that. But if it has been integrated into the culture in a way that is becoming a problem, then we still are able to have that conversation. I don't think it delegitimizes the conversation.
No, I mean, for me, religion is culture, because, well, let's be honest, religion isn't real. So it's just something you do.
In some countries more than others, right? There's a blurry a line that is sometimes more defined and sometimes more blurry between religion and culture in different countries and for different religions.
I guess you could say that, but for me, just flat out, religion is culture. And so the FGM thing, I would say yes, it's cultural, but it's still being influenced by religion.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter at @dpakman. Lewis is on Twitter at Lewis Motamedi. We will take a break. There is massive construction going on in the studio. We've been, or above our studio. We've been talking about it on the bonus show. If you're curious about what the deal is, check out the last couple of bonus shows. I've talked about how people of all ages, but particularly millennials, are owning cars less and participating more in the sharing economy. And one of the more popular options is Zipcar, which gets you a car when you want it, when you need it. They offer all sorts of cars, SUVs, hybrids, whatever you need. It includes insurance and it includes gas. You just pay for the time that you actually use the car. And you can reserve the car online from your smartphone over the phone. Then you unlock it with your Zip card. Each car share member reduces their personal CO2 emissions by between 1,100 and 1,600 pounds per year. For our audience, Zipcar is offering $25 of free driving credit if you sign up at joinzipcar.com/David. Support our show, reduce your carbon emissions and your spending on cars. Sign up at joinzipcar.com/David.